Hey everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. As we've been talking about over the last several weeks, we have been in a market that has been unprecedented in the amount of long calls that have been opened. Okay, um, at the February peak before the fall, there were 7.5 million call option contracts that were opened, um, and that is speculative fervor. And here there were 12.1 million. So it's a reflection of all the new accounts that have been opened, Robinhood and all that. And you've got all these traders coming in doing 1 and 2 lots. So it's a record number of 1 lots being opened as well. And you can see what's happened here is a situation like this. Well, this movie always ends the same way. When the $10 when the 10-day simple moving average of the combined equity and index put call ratio falls below 0.80, at some point the market always falls. I mean, I've done this for 30 years. This movie has never changed. The thing that you don't know is when it's going to happen. And frankly, this did go higher than I thought. Today, hedges paid off. Hedges paid off in a big way. So let's take a look at the hedges. Let's take a look at Tesla and a couple of other things. So for hedges, we would typically use puts like on spiders or S&P futures. So we have the S&P futures here, the actual futures as well as puts on the futures. And there's a nice little $300,000 payday today. And obviously that offsets losses on any longs, but also because they're leveraged, if you get a day like this, it becomes a really, really nice profit center. And then on Tesla, we had this really, really beautiful setup here. We had a long squeeze. We loaded the boat here, and it was very frustrating because it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We popped up, took some profits because as these were expiring, and then reloaded here, and it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and then explosion. So the hardest part of this trade was right here because it was like, wow, this was amazing. And then the next day it did nothing at the fire line. It's, oh God, should we dump it? Should we dump it? Decided to hold overnight, and we got a $50 gap up right into 1,000. So this trade on Tesla turned into a really, really big trade. It was my second $1 million trade in Tesla. So we did that in the room. That was a lot of fun. Actually sold way too early. I sold like at 990 and I kept going here, but we did keep, we sold 90% of it, kept 10% of it. And so we're still playing it. I'm looking for a pin for $1,000 on Friday, tomorrow. And one of the more important markets to watch here, just so you can kind of get an idea of what's going to happen next, is the financials. So the financials had a big rally right up to the 200 and have gotten destroyed since then. So this to me is kind of the fantasy of what was happening, and now we're back into reality. All right. So just remember, in a market like this that's speculative, it grinds higher, and you're going to see stocks like Hertz and have all these crazy moves. But when it ends spectacularly. So just be careful. If you're newer and you've been trained to buy the dip, this is a really good example of the idea of kind of sucking in new traders and then spitting them out. All right. So you want to I always say just go back to setups. If you get a squeeze, buy it, and when it ends, you get out, and that's it. You don't just buy the dip, right? You gotta have a signal, and that's the way to do it. All right. So for those of you that don't know, we do have a pretty awesome class coming up this Saturday, June 13th, from Sam. If you guys are familiar with him, if you're not, he's got this cool little strategy he does called Take the Money and Run. And the idea with this is quick hits, not kind of holding on through the swings, which is what I like to do, but sometimes it drives people crazy because it's like, oh my God, how do you hold on for so long? But it's for faster account growth where you take those just kind of base hits and knock it out, knock it out, knock it out. So the idea with this, and what Sam's going to be talking about during this class, is he likes to talk about frowns and smiles and how to profit from that. So it's kind of a cool strategy. You'll like it. He's got a case study where he took $100 and turned it into $3,200 in 1 month, right? Which is obviously pretty awesome. And then how to target shorter time frames for gains in volatile markets, which is good if you don't really like holding on too long. And it's a common problem with traders. Just holding on to a trade is the hardest thing ever. And this is a way that Sam has accounted for that. couple of case studies that he has that are pretty cool, and then how to extend trades in just terms of like, all right, do you take the quick hit here, or do you hold it a little bit? And then Sam, more than he does a lot of research and he looks at a lot of different points of views, and he's for the first ones that we're kind of dialed into when we talk about macro stuff. He's always dialed into it, and so it's always fun to talk to him about it. And I'll mention something like, "Oh yeah, blah blah," and he's like, "Yes, I know this is going to get destroyed." I'm like, "Oh, you're following this too," and so it's pretty awesome just having dialogues with him about it. The class also comes with a tool that he likes, and it's called the Trend and Range Oscillator Indicator. So this is kind of what he uses to time getting in and out. And a normal oscillator doesn't really work for that stuff, right? Because overbought can stay overbought forever, oversold can be oversold forever, and he's totally tweaked that out. All right, so this class is going to happen on Saturday, June 13th. The class by itself is just a small investment of $397 into your knowledge base. You get the strategy class, you get that indicator, the trend and range oscillator indicator. You get a bonus Sam's daily market checklist, as well as and that's it. And then under the pro version of $697, of course, it includes all of this, but then you also get his live macro, i.e. big picture checklist, as well as 2 days of live trading. All right. So the class starts Saturday. It's fine if you can't make it. It'll be recorded. And then the live trading days are June 16th and 18th. And you can go there by going to simplertrading.com/money. All right. I think you guys will enjoy it. Have a great night, and we'll see you at the next update.